is looking at now on TV? What are the real numbers?
Well, when you look at Georgia and North Carolina and Pennsylvania, they all three should be fairly safely done for Trump, which means all he needs is one other of 4 states, and Alaska, by the way, goes in that group too. So 4 states that would go to Trump. Then all he needs is either Michigan or Wisconsin or Nevada or Arizona. And all four, and
no, Arizona's already been called by Fox.
Oh yeah, at least ABC had the guts to call it back.
Yeah.
So ABC pulled back on that. Probably, I would say of those 3, that it may be Wisconsin that's the hardest to get, and the Trump administration thinks they have a good shot at Arizona. They think they can win Arizona by 30,000 votes. They think they have a good shot at Nevada, and they think they have a good shot at Michigan.
Give me the numbers. Give me the actual numbers, David, because this makes a difference. It's easy to say we have a shot, but when you see the actual numbers that we know, and we know how many ballots are supposed to be coming in and are there, we know that number. These calls are not being made by any state that was headed for Donald Trump. And look at the numbers. Go ahead.
Let me take Pennsylvania. These are Trump administration numbers from their attorneys. This is what they're showing the congressman is what they believe is happening. They said in Pennsylvania there's still about 300,000 ballots in Philadelphia to be counted. Last night there were 1.4 million, of which 300,000 were in Philadelphia. On their basis, if they win only 5% of Philadelphia, if 95% goes Biden, if they win 5% of Philadelphia, 300,000 votes, and if they only won the rest of the state, the other 1.1 million, with just 30%, if they lost 70 to 30 to Biden, they would still win the state. So they're up over 700,000 votes.
And how unlikely is it, Steve, that Philadelphia is 5% for Donald Trump?
Last night, they didn't have the numbers on the other side to get out of Philadelphia what they needed to win statewide. But the key there is last night. Now they know how many votes they need. And so we just keep on voting until we get the votes that we want.
Tell me what Donald Trump did in Philadelphia last time, or a city like Philadelphia.
Well, let's take Detroit.
Okay.
In Detroit, in the 3 counties of Detroit, he's winning about 60-40 in Detroit. And so that would be a very anti-Trump city. And so even
and yet he's winning
60-40. Now, if you take Washington, D.C., which is super anti-Trump, it was 95-5, thereabouts.
Okay.
So
But Washington, D.C. is not Philadelphia.
That's not Philadelphia.
Right.
It's not Philadelphia, and it's not Detroit. So somewhere between the 5 and the 40.
So when you look at the numbers that are there, you do the math. This is when people project and say, we're calling the state. Because the numbers, it's math. It's not Common Core math. It's just math.
Well, they might be doing Common Core math.
Yeah.
I mean, when we left here last night, Joe Biden had to win 79% of the remaining vote in Wisconsin to catch Donald Trump. They're saying, as the time we're on the air right now, that he won about 85% of it. They're saying in Wisconsin they had 90% voter turnout just about statewide. Look at these numbers in the 2 most populous counties in Wisconsin. Turnout supposedly rose 40% in Milwaukee, the city of Milwaukee, according to these numbers in Wisconsin, compared to 2016. By the way, Milwaukee is one of the slowest growing cities, major cities in the Midwest. In the last census, it only grew by 1.2%, and yet its voter turnout grew 40% over 4 years ago. But then compare it to Dane County, the second largest county next to Milwaukee. They're reporting 85% voter turnout in a county that added just under 50,000 voters total since 2010. So they've added 50,000 registered voters total since 2010, and they've had 85% voter turnout there. And yet Milwaukee County, the largest county in the state, only came in at a modest 67% turnout. It doesn't make any sense. And that 79.
It's the most patriotic city in America.
Apparently it is, and where they tore down Madison, Wisconsin, which is Dane County, by the way. And to what David, you were just saying, that 79% number is key, because if you do the math on what's left in Pennsylvania, that's also what Joe Biden basically has to win the rest of the way to catch Donald Trump's vote in that state as well.
And if you look also at Wisconsin, with Wisconsin you have some other things going on. The Trump administration has already filed a lawsuit, as well as a contested election for a recount. on. But part of the lawsuit is that they had places where there was more than 100% voter turnout. And that's a little tough to do.
Not with Common Core. Just show me how you got
Das
it. Show
Vendanya,
me your
comrades.
work.
Yes.
Yeah, just show me your work. Unfortunately, that's the work they're not willing to show any of us. All right, back in just a second. We're going to talk to Megyn Kelly about the legal side of all of this, what needs to be done.